Rain in Manchester held up Somerset's progress just as the visitors to the Emirates Old Trafford were looking to take full control on the second day of their LV County Championship match with Lancashire. Day 1 had seen Somerset make 312 for 3, but they were 4 down in the second morning's first over when Alex Barrow was LBW to Glen Chappell, shouldering arms. Just 10 runs had been added overall when the visitors also lost Craig Keyswetter, who received a ball from Kabir Ali which bounced a bit more than most. Keyswetter nicked off on 3. Chappell, as he so often does, was causing a few problems with what was still a fairly new ball. Peter Trigo wasn't always in full control of his shots against the Lancashire captain and coach. Trigo did at least manage to score 19 runs before he was also out with a total on 368 for 6. Batting looked a little more difficult than it had done on day 1. Well, that was for all but Alvaro Peterson, who moved on nicely from his overnight score of 109. He reached his 150 midway through the morning session. It had taken him 222 balls to get that far, from which he'd hit 16 boundaries. It was his knock which Somerset had built another big score around. They were now closing in on 400, although they had by now missed out on the opportunity of maximum batting bonus points, as we were in the 116th over at this stage. Craig Macheda was back in the side after injury, and he picked up where he left off before his layoff with this 6 off Simon Carrigan. He then straight drove Tom Smith for a 4 in the next over, as Somerset did reach 400 again. They would have been delighted with that on this pitch. The innings was brought to an end soon after that. Peterson's long vigil ended on 155 when he cut Kerrigan to Carl Brown at backward point. Macheda followed in the next over before another run had been added, Kyle Hogg with the wicket, as the batsman top-edged a pull shot to Brown, who was suddenly a busy fielder. Both wickets had fallen with the score on 404, and a third one also came on the same total. This time it was Alfonso Thomas who was out. Brown involved again, as Thomas went in an almost identical fashion to Peterson, only for a duck this time to give Kerrigan his 200th first-class wicket. Somerset did get off 404 at last and were all out for 420 when Chappell trapped Craig Overton in front for 9 for the bowler's 950th wicket of his incredible career. It had been a good extended morning's work from the home side. They began their reply after the break, but it wasn't a good start. Paul Horton has been out more than once shouldering arms this summer, and it happened to him again as Thomas struck at the start of his second over. Horton was out for a duck, while Andrea Agathangalu had made only 2 when he was bang in front to Trigo, a wicket which left the home side on 5 for 2. With no Lewis Rees in this side, wicketkeeper Alex Davis had been given the opener's role, and he wasn't finding it at all easy against sublime deliveries such as this one from Thomas. Indeed, Davis was fortunate to still be at the crease when the rains arrived, Peterson putting down the opportunity at slip off the terrific Thomas, who was delivering some unplayable stuff. Lancashire would not have minded the interruption from the weather one little bit, as they were floundering on 22 for 2. They tried to get back on after tea, but the rain returned, and that was that for the day. Somerset will be hoping for better conditions on day 3 as they lead by 398 runs at the halfway stage and are looking very well placed indeed.